It looks like I may have technical difficulties, but I got a great secrets to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few seconds. I'm just gonna see if this thing goes through. I think we may be live now. All right, guys. So I get a lot of people that reach out to me and want to know how they should get their very first deal. And I'm talking about a lot of people, and they have some kind of question like this. My virtual assistant gave me a message from one of the followers. Thanks for reaching out to me. And I'm just going to read you what he messaged my VA, okay? I'm not going to put his name here. So you can kind of get an idea, okay, what I see all the time. He says that, hey, Mike, um, yeah, still working my first deal. I went to some guru bus tour. I'm not gonna name the guru's name. I went to some guru's bus tour for education end of November. I have my hard money lending lined up. I got my gap fund lined up. I got my realtors. I even have my contractors for paint and electric work. Need to find more contractors, but still, but everything is in place. My problem is finding a good, safe deal. I've been working with some wholesalers, also working the foreclosures in this county. I'm not going to name it. So I need help finding deals. So I hear this all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Two things I want to focus on and digest is that so many people spend so much time and energy spending all this money to learn about hard money lending, how to set up their LLCs, how to set up their logos, how to set up websites, their contractors, their workers, their realtors, their painters, electrician, etc. But the secret that I'm going to share with you today, a little bit down the road, is that you have to hold tune till we get to it. Okay. But I want to share a story with you to illustrate this a little bit. Me and my wife were riding our bicycles a couple of weeks ago, and we came to a canal, right? And there was a lot of water on the ground. And even though we have a lot of experience riding, because sometimes we ride 50 miles, 100 miles a day, we don't really have experience in floods. So when we came to to the water, we just pedaled through, and of course our shoes got all wet, our socks got all wet, and it was kind of cold out there. So we turned around eventually because the water was raising to the trailer to our kids, and we put our tails between our legs and we went backwards. At this time, I was taking my socks off, taking my shoes off because it's really cold now. My feet were all wet. And then we saw another gentleman going this way, and I thought to myself that, man, this guy's going to go exactly what we did. He's going to get his feet wet. He's going to go halfway into it, and then he's going to come back. But in this case, this gentleman did not do what we did. What he did is something that I learned from him, which is called a half a pump. So me and my wife were doing a full cycle up and down into the water in our bicycles, and our feet got wet in the wintertime. But this gentleman had a lot more experience than we did. So when he got into the water, he was only doing half pump. So he was just going like this to move his bike forward versus cycling through because the water was really, really high up. And we watched this gentleman crossed the flood to the other side, which was not flooded, and continue pedaling without getting wet, or me and my wife are taking our shoes, taking our socks, and we have to pedal back now to home, which is quite a while, 20, 30 minutes of pedaling in cold weather, right? And our shoes are all wet and it's windy. And I thought about something. I said, look, this is a difference when you have experience, when you don't. Now, we have a lot of experience in riding bikes, but we didn't have experience in floods like this rider did. And so what this rider did is he half pedaled and got across. And by me watching him, the next time in that same situation, I know how to cross without getting my shoes wet, which is pretty ingenious and pretty simple. But just because I didn't have the experience, I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't know how to do that. And so we paid the price. The price was we had to pedal 20, 30 minutes back home with our feet and pants being totally wet because the water was too high for our bikes. Now, that brings me to the story that my student um, has messaged my VA. Let me go ahead and read that one more time for you because I get messages like this all the time. And the secret of getting your first deal is going to be right here. So one of my students, or I'm not a student, one of my followers reached out to my VA and said something like this, blah, blah, blah. But yes, I'm still working on my first deal. So they haven't done their first deal. They said, I went to, I'm not going to say the guru's name, bus tour for education end of November. And I'm assuming that he spent at least $10,000 doing that. Then he goes on and says, I have my hard money lender lined up. I have my gap fund lined up. I have my realtors lined up. I even have my contractors for paint and electric lined up. Okay. So this is the story of all the investors that I see. That's why I created my real estate dojo, because I used to do the same thing. When I came in 2006 into the real estate business, I didn't know what to do. And I kept going to these seminars and these classes and paying a lot of money and never did a deal. And so going back to the story right here, he said that he's already paid for the guru. He has the hard money lined up. He has the gap funding, the realtors, the contractors. Um, and the other thing he needs to find more contractors, but everything is in place. My problem is finding a good, safe deal, which we'll get to that. Um, I've been working with some wholesalers and working the foreclosure in the city. I need to find my first deal. So the reality is that what happens is many of my students, if you go to my realestatedojo.com, click on the testimonials, you'll see, like, for example, Tony. She went to a seminar, spent $4,000, didn't do a deal. She knew all the stuff about it. Or you go to my testimonials and you'll see other students. So they've gone to all these places. They know how to flip the house. They know how to get the money. They know how to set up the LLCs. They have a website. They have a business card. They have a logo. They have all these things. But what they don't have is what makes this business work, which is the secret I'm going to share with you. Okay, they don't have deals. They don't have deals. And this is the scam, or if you want to call it that, this is the black hole of the industry, is that everyone will provide you the knowledge of how to get your LLC, how to set up your website, how to find a hard money lender, how to get your buyers list, how to get your sellers list, how to do all that, right? Because those are the easy things to do. The hardest thing is what all my students have problem with, because they've gone to other places and they reach out to me after they spend thousands of dollars, paying gurus. I mean, I'm talking about thousands, big money. Then they come out to me because crying because they can't find a deal. They don't know what's more important. And that's the secret that I'm going to share with you, is because there's two, or I should say three secrets if you want to do what I do, which is be the pawn shop of real estate. And again, I'm not a real estate agent. I don't buy houses retail price. I buy it at a deep discount, or I get it in terms, which means the seller becomes my lender. Therefore, I don't have to use my credit. I don't have to use all my cash. I don't have to use my social security. The seller becomes my bank one way or another. Okay. And I don't have the time to get into it today, all the other ways. I've done tons of videos since 2013 on giving you free information on how to do these things. But going to this gentleman's story, again, thanks for reaching out to me. He has the same problem with everyone else. They spend all this time and energy getting all these things set up, plus a lot of money. but at the end of the day, they don't have deals. So the secret number one is that please listen up, because this goes against everything else you learn. And that's what makes the dojo different than any other place. Because I don't, when people join my profit sharing, we don't focus on all the stuff like this gentleman has gone, how to set up, hard money lending, how to go find realtors, how to find contractors, get gap funding, find electrician, find painters, and talk to all these people, because those are just busy work that doesn't generate you money. So what I've done at profit sharing or my academy is show you the most important part of the business is lead generation. Lead generation, because if you can't generate leads, well, guess what? You're never going to do a deal. I don't care how great contractors you have. I don't care how much education you learn from this guru. I don't care how much paperwork you have or how you fill this out or how your great shirt looks like, your business card looks like. If you don't have sellers chasing you, then you're not going to do deals. I mean, that's the secret that no one wants to tell you, is that if you don't have sellers reaching out to you and chasing you, you're not going to do deals. And so many people spend all their time and money and energy learning stuff, which is the easiest part. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and money to learn. But it doesn't provide the harvest. It doesn't provide the deal, because the deal comes with lead generation, guys. Okay. And for example, in my profit sharing, for you guys and gals that have joined, that I give you the Flipping Wednesdays where I teach you how to find motivated sellers for free in your backyard. Because the most important thing to start in this business, it doesn't matter if you're trying to fix and flip, you want to buy subject to deals, you want to be a wholesaler, whatever it is to find these deals automatically where they chase you versus you chasing them. That's the most important part. Now, what if you have a deal, but you don't have hard money lending? Well, guess what? It's not that hard. Anybody can go find hard money lending, right? What if you have a deal and you don't have a realtor? Well, guess what? It's not that hard. There's millions of realtors out there, right? But what is the hardest part, which is the secret, number one secret that I'm sharing with you, is the lead production. If you don't know how to generate leads, I don't care if you have a PhD in real estate, you're not going to do deals. Now, you can be like a like an immigrant like me. I didn't know shit about real estate. My mom's illiterate. My dad sold ice cream in an ice cream truck. So I didn't know anything about real estate. But what I did know when I first started this business is to generate leads right off the bat. I didn't know how to talk to a seller. I didn't know how to filter a seller. I didn't know how to give offers. I didn't know any of this stuff. Nor did I have hard money lined up. Nor did I have a painter. Nor did I have a contractor. I didn't have anything lined up. So the reason I had success is because I did everything opposite than everyone else does. I generated on leads, have the sellers chase me. Once that happened, I said, "Oh, I need a contractor. Oh, I need a painter. Oh, I need a real estate agent. I need the subject to contract. I need this. I need this." Okay. So this is why so many people fail in this business, because they and get taught. But getting taught is not the same as getting on the mat and wrestling. Let me say that again. If you want to succeed in this business, if you're just sitting and learning, you're never going to succeed. I mean, very small percentage. The way to succeed is to get into the mat and wrestle and sweat and make the mistakes and go through the motions to learn the business. That's just the way it is. Now, one other thing that I wanted to talk about in my man that had messaged RVA is, he says that, you know, my problem is to find a good, safe deal. So let's ponder over that. I'll let you guys digest it, but I want to continue on reading a little bit further. He says, I've been working with some wholesalers. Okay, guys, I mean, I don't know if you've been looking around, what wholesalers are making off the deals, right? They're barely leaving any room for you to eat. Let me say that again. The bigger the organization, the less meat is on the bone. So most people are paying wholesalers $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 and more. Now there are people like, that come and charge $3,000 or $5,000 because they just want to go to the movement of it. But these are far in between. So the amount of money that my man would invest into getting a safe deal from a wholesaler, he could invest in his lead production, because I could guarantee you it's not going to cost $5,000 to create motivated sellers. It's not going to cost $25,000 to create motivated sellers. If you spend $25,000, if you spend $5,000, you bet you're going to do 5, 10, 20 deals versus just getting one deal that's skinny, skinny, skinny. Okay. Because guess what? That middleman, that wholesaler is getting the profit. So I know so many successful entrepreneurs that get into real estate and they pay wholesalers. They should come to my profit sharing and let me show them how to make money without paying wholesalers, because you can put the money into your pocket. You can lower your asking price and pass the savings to your exit strategy retail buyer or whoever it is and move the unit faster. So one of the problems, a couple of problems that this gentleman has, he spent so much time and energy learning, getting everything set up, but there's nothing coming through his pipeline, which is the major mistake everyone makes. Everyone sets up their hard money, their real estate, the buyer's list, the contract. They learn all the strategies. This is a lease option. This is a subject to. This is this. This is this. This is this. The Airbnb. This. They learn all these things, like the 20% rule, the 80%. They know all this stuff, but they don't have leads. They don't have a deal, right? Because they've been brainwashed. The systems took advantage of them, just like it took advantage of me. And that's why I created what I do, because I went down that path myself where I realized that that's not how I started my moving company. I lived out of my car out of college to bootstrap my business. And the very first thing I did is to put money in marketing. And when sellers were calling me to move, I funded my remaining of my business through my customers. And that's what I started having success in real estate, is because I followed the secret, which is number one, lead generation. Now I'm going to go into the other secrets in a second, but one thing I want to hit up on is that my man says, my problem is finding a good, safe deal. There's two or three logical errors in the thinking. Okay, number one, you're not going to find a good deal buying from a wholesaler. I mean, just for example, I'm not going to be able to get a deal buying a car from a car dealership. I will get an extremely great deal if I find a private seller that's motivated. Now, I've done that with the Tesla. There was a Tesla that the seller was willing to let me just take over his payments because it was a military guy transferred, so on, so on. He didn't have $25,000 to bring to the table to sell it to a car dealership. So the point of the story is, if you're buying things from middleman, I don't care if you're flipping phones, if you're flipping real estate, if you're buying cell phones, gadgets, whatever, your profit margin gets less and less. And if you're dealing with sharks, that's what they do. They're wholesalers all day long. Do you think they're going to leave a lot of room on the table for you? Do you think you're not going to lose 10, 15, 20, 30 grand off a deal? Absolutely. So that era is, I'm working with wholesalers and I want to find a good, safe deal. Logically, it's not going to make sense. If you want to uh, find a good deal, then you have to be the one that's generating the leads. You have to be the one that's talking to that motivated seller. You cannot be the one that's buying it from the guy that did all the work, because the guy that did all the work is going to make all the money. The other problem is that people don't want to invest, like investors that are buying hold guys or fix and flippers. They want to rely on a wholesaler all the time. Now, I'm not dogging wholesalers, because it's great to be a wholesaler, but it's also great to be your own lead generator. It's great to be your own wholesaler because you get to put a lot of money in your own pocket. Okay. The other problem, logically, with what he's saying is that my problem is I need to find a good, safe deal. Safe deal. Well, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a fix and flipper, you want to be a real estate investor, you want to be your dreams, right? Start where you stand. You got to take the word safe out, because it's a risk. Let me say that again, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be your dreams, it's risky, dude. It's risky. So if you're just thinking about safe, then that JOB is the place to be. Safe is for JOBs. Entrepreneurship, to be your dreams, to follow your heart, is risky. And you have to accept the risk and stop thinking about it's risky, risky, risky. You got to eliminate that from your terminology. You have to now do due diligence. So it's not risk or safe. Is did I do enough due diligence? Did I do enough homework? Do I know? Do I have enough? Did I buy a big enough discount that I can make all these mistakes and still be able to score a goal? So the logical problem with my man, thanks for again for submitting that information. He's not the only one, guys. I hear that so much. That's why if you go to My Real Estate Builder, click on testimonials, you can listen to some of my students. They've gone and spent thousands of dollars with a bunch of other gurus, and yeah, they learned a lot of stuff. But end of the day, they never do a deal until they come to me, because what I focus on, I don't teach them how to buy a subject to you at a wholesale. I teach them the very first thing. The very first secret is lead gen. Now, there's two ways to generate leads: free or paid. If you don't have money, then you can do free, but free will require a lot of time. And if you don't have time because you're successful, then you got to put up the money. It's just one of those two. And if you don't got the money, you don't got the time, then again, guys, real estate or being your dreams definitely is not where you need to put your time into, or because you don't got any time or money. Okay. So you can't do this business if you don't got no time or money. You can do this business if you don't got no money, you got time, or you got both, or you got more money than time. You can do that variation, those three variations. But if you don't got no money, no time, then you better sit your ass at home, because you're just fucking, you're just tripping, dude. It ain't gonna happen. You're in la la land, okay? Not you, but just anyone in general. Um, the other secret, so you need to generate leads. The other secret is to know what I call filtering, to know who your audience is. I am the pawn shop of real estate. I don't just buy real estate from every seller that I see. I actually have filterings in place so I can distance myself from the people that are not motivated. Just because someone says they want to sell their home, I'm not going to get on the phone with them. I'm distancing myself. I'm having them jump through hoops to show me their motivation. Because if they're not going to show me their motivation, then surely I'm not going to drive to their home and look at it. I never drive to people's home. I do what's called virtual wholesaling. I close the deal over the phone. I've been doing that since 2006 when I got into the business, because I was so busy. I had three businesses. I was so busy I couldn't drive to people's homes. I had to manage big corporations. I had multiple locations. So I started closing deals over the phone, and I learned to filter. So the very first thing is you have to generate leads. You have to have the sellers chase you. You can have it do it for free. Flipping Wednesdays, I give it to you, my profit sharing, totally for free. I give you $9,500 worth of tools that you need to do a deal at my profit sharing. 3 grand for 1 month of coaching, and we'll split one deal 50-50, guys. Okay. Or you could pay money to generate leads. It's up to you. But if you're not generating leads and you're spending all this time sending a hard money lender, realtor, contractor, learning, getting your paperwork, sending your LLC, sending your website, sending your business card, getting blah, 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 guess what? You probably haven't done a deal. You haven't done a deal, right? And I don't know what to say. Okay, just like my students, just like everyone else that not my student, my followers, them reach out to me, says the same story, because this story I see so much. That's why I've created what I've created, because it's the opposite. We focused on getting deals versus learning. Okay, because which is the most important part. Whenever you do, you learn. Instead of just learning and never doing, we do through learning. It's pretty simple, right? That's how I learned how to play my drums. That's how I learned how to be a wrestler. That's how I learned how to do bodybuilding. That's how I learned how to be an entrepreneur, by doing. Okay. So the second secret is, after people start chasing you, you have to filter. And many people don't know who their audience is. When again, I'm in the pawn shop of real estate. That's what I told sellers. That's exactly what I do. I don't buy houses from every Joe and Sally. I only deal with highly motivated sellers. And I have systems in place to filter them, right? Because I'm not going to talk to every person. This doesn't make sense. If they're not highly motivated, I wish them the very best. I can't help them, right? I mean, go talk to a real estate agent. I'll refer them to someone, but it's not going to be me, right? So having filtering systems. So secret number one that most gurus are not going to tell you is, if you don't got leads, you ain't going to eat. Two, once the leads come in, if you don't know who your audience is and you don't have a system to filter these people, because you don't want to be drinking dirty water, which is what I call unmotivated sellers. By you talking or drinking dirty water is going to make you unmotivated. It's going to make you have the blues. Why is it going to make you have the blues? Because all you're going to hear is no, 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 I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do this. No, no, I want retail. I want more than retail. And after a while, if you drink that dirty water, you're going to think that that's how life is. Everyone's going to say no to you. And the reason is because most investors, entrepreneurs don't realize who their audience is. So they're putting their energy on people that are never going to give them any money. Let me say that again. They're putting all their energy, all their marketing, all their time, they're driving, they're talking to people on people they're never going to give them a deal. End the story, because they don't know who their customers are. They don't have filtering systems. They don't know who their audience is. Unlike me, people call, I have systems. If they're not highly motivated, I never even talk to them. I don't care, because I have more people calling me. Same thing with my students, with my profit sharing. We don't have sales. We don't sell you is because we have systems in place to find the most highly motivated students versus the ones that just want to go on bus tours and pay 10 grand or 20 grand and never do a deal. Okay. I want to work with people that want to do deals because it makes me feel good and it changes their lives. So secret number two is filtering. You don't got a filtering system? Well, definitely use my filtering system. 20, 25 years of entrepreneur. Never had a job, never borrowed money from a credit card to start a business, never borrowed money from my mama, never borrowed money from my daddy, never borrowed money from my uncles, never borrowed money from a banker or private money, hard money, any of that stuff. I just close my eyes, I just tighten my belt, I sacrifice, and I use guerrilla marketing, creativity to generate what's in my heart. And that's what I teach my students is to be your dreams. To be your dreams, you just got to start where you stand. You don't need to have a hard money realtor, this. Those things, those tools are important, right? But down the line, when you need the tools, right now, the very first thing you need is leads. And once the leads come in, is to filter them to know who your audience is. Um, One great filtering system that I use is called my Ninja Phone Script, which is also included in my profit sharing coaching or in my academy. Talking about my academy, you get my best selling courses plus monthly coaching for just 97 bucks, guys. It's unbelievable. You get my best selling courses plus monthly coaching for just 97 bucks. Now, if you need more hand holding, if you need someone to watch over your back, look over your shoulder, someone to talk to help you, then consider joining my profit sharing. It's not for everyone. It's 3K for a whole month of coaching, plus all your business tools, $9,500 worth of tools. Why do I give you those tools? Because me and you're going to split your very first deal in the middle, right? So I have a vested interest to make sure you succeed. Just like if you don't win, I don't win. Now, no bus tool is going to do that. None of these guys out there are going to do that. No, no disrespect to them, because their model is different. My model is I want you to win. When you win, I win, right? Because 3,000 may seem like a lot of money for some people. For some other people, it's not that much money, guys. Okay, so my money is going to come from whenever you cash that $25,000, $50,000 check, and we will split that profit. And if you don't make the money, I'm not going to get the big check. So I want to make sure you win. Okay. Now the third secret, guys, and this is very, very simple, and I don't know why people make make real estate investing so complex. Their third secret is you got to give offers. If you don't give offers, you don't get any deals. I mean, let me say it again. If you don't give offers, you don't get any deals. You can done all the cold calling, you could done all this work, but if you're not giving the offers, basically you're not telling the seller you want to buy their home. So the deal happens with the offer. So let me say again, if you're not doing lead generation, you're not going to have a business. If you're not going to, if you don't have a filtering system, you're going to lose hope and say this business doesn't work because all you're hearing is no, 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 no. That's what you're going to be hearing. Okay. And third is if you're not giving offers, you're not going to get deals. Simple as that. I know so many people that do all this stuff, talk to sellers, market, do bandit signs, do this, do this. And at the end of the day, I said, did you give the offer to the seller? No, I didn't get the offer. Why didn't you give the offer? Uh, uh, okay. You can't get a deal unless you give an offer. All right. So let's rewind back. I'm going to share you the secrets of doing deals. And man, you may not believe what I'm saying because it sounds so simple. And that's why it works, because it's not complex. I'm not saying you don't need a hard money lender, you don't need a contractor, you don't need all that stuff. You need all that stuff. But to get the ball to that point, you need these things that I'm sharing with you now. You're never going to get to that point of using a hard money lender if you're not doing this stuff. So what's happening is, imagine that there's this bridge and you're here and you have to get over here to use all those people, to use a hard money lender, to use a contractor, to use a real estate agent. And the very first thing is for you to get from here to here so you can use all the stuff all the guys are selling out there. Good, great educational information. Okay, I'm not dissing on that. But what they're not giving you is this bridge from here to there, within their books and their seminars come into play. They sell you from here onward, which is the easy part. Okay, anyone can come up with books and strategies and show it to you, right? And many of you guys already have those strategies, right? You already know all the stuff, but you just haven't done deals. That's because the this part to this part, which is what I've created, the bridge, which is getting the sellers to chase you for free or for paid. Okay, it depends on your situation. Okay, filtering them, having system to filter them, because without filtering, you're going to be drinking nasty water, and eventually you're going to get sick of this business. Just like if you drink bad water, you're like, ooh, okay. And three, giving offers. Now, we have to realize that being the pawn shop of real estate, majority of people are going to say no to you even after you filter them. It's just totally normal. It's totally normal, guys. When you want to steal, I was going to say steal, but whenever you want to get a good deal, a deal and steal almost sounds the same. If you want to get something at a deep discount, people are going to say no at first. It's totally normal. That's why the next secret is follow up, follow up, follow up. And follow up can happen in two ways: the old fashioned manual way or through automation. Now, guys, I do have a course called the Alchemist Stone. It's a $9,000 course, but I'm thinking about letting you guys download the pre-recorded version for $1,000. If you're interested, send me an email at my real estate dojo. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I've been thinking about it because we're in subject to heaven. We're having the coronavirus. We're having the economic collapse happening right in front of us. Okay, so all the stuff I just talked about, you can get the whole system called my Alchemy Stone, which is the automation, okay, where the leads come in automation. You don't have to do anything. The filtering is done through automation. The follow-up is done through automation. You just got to be there to catch the ball. Now, it's a 2-day, all-day course. I sell it for $9,000. It's a one-on-one course, but I'm thinking about letting you guys get the pre-recorded version of it with all the documents that goes with it. It's a 2-day course. I show you how to skip trace. I show you how to find the seller's mama, their cousin, their social media, their email, their phone number. I show you how to do everything in automation. If you're interested, just shoot me an email. I might consider letting you have it for $1,000, guys. Again, I sell this course for $9,000. I don't offer it on sale, but I was thinking about it last night. We were talking with my wife, and she said, "Man, I think it's time that you let people get that for just a couple of pennies, man, because it's life changing." And it is a life changing because I show you 13 ways to generate free leads. Let me say that again. I show you 13 pawns to generate free leads in your backyard for free, and then have it them calling you versus you doing the sweat equity. That means there's no bandit signs, there's no cold calling, there's none of this stupid stuff that's hard. Okay. I use machine automation, and I'll just let you download my systems, which took me about 20, 25 years to develop, guys. Okay. Um, Now, going to the fourth secret is follow up. Follow up, because when you want to get a deal or steal a deal, in a sense, and you want to rob people's equity of 40%, 60%. Now, I'm using negative connotation word because I'm trying to paint a picture. Whenever you want to buy a house at a deep discount, theoretically, you're robbing someone's equity, right? Because the house is worth 100 and you're paying them 50, right? You got to make them money. That's why I'm saying I'm the pawn shop real estate. That's what a pawn shop does. They don't give you full price, right? They give you 10 cents, 20 cents on a dollar. And anytime you want to do that, the very first thing you're going to come back with is no, no, no. And it's just totally normal. But there's a difference between people that are not motivated to tell you no and the people that are motivated to tell you no, because the people that are motivated to tell you no, it's just a natural reflex. It's just like a reflex, right? They just say no because we're programmed to know. And it's a funny story because my mom taught my kid, very first word she taught her is no, no. And now all she says is no, no. I said, you want to go to the park? No. Okay, I want to go to the park. So it's just natural in a sense, depends because of the programming. So the difference of giving offers to non-motivated sellers means no and sickness in your stomach because there's no filtering. But if when you're giving offers to motivated sellers, it's just a reflex that just say no. Okay. But through the follow-up, they're going to come back and say yes. So the way I teach it in my profit sharing to my students is to assume 90 to 99% of people, when you give them an offer, they're going to say no. It doesn't even bother, it shouldn't even bother you. So you're like, okay, great. I'm going to go on my next step, which is the follow up. So, guys, today I've given you the secrets of doing your very first deal. Now, it sounds really simple because it works. It's not fluffy because it doesn't get you deals. It's not going to give me deals. If you want to download my systems, then you have two options. You can go to the academy, which is 97 bucks a month. Listen to what I just said, 97 bucks a month, dude. Less than when you go out to eat, right? With 97 bucks a month, you get my best-selling courses plus monthly coaching for just 97 bucks, right? It's pre-recorded coaching. You listen to our profit sharing meetings, one meeting a month. If you want to get into my profit sharing, you want to rub elbows with me, I'm willing to coach you and split the profits on one deal, 3,000 bucks, 3K for 1 month of coaching. You get $9,500 of my business tools from Flipping Wednesdays that I teach you how to find sellers in your backyard totally for free. You get the Alchemist Net, which we set up a funnel system with you. We teach you how to pick up your domain names. We teach you how to set up your sales video. We write up your sales copy for you. Uh, all the way down to my terminator offer letter. This is the paperwork you use to give offers to sellers to buy their house at 60 cents on a dollar, to buy their house via owner financing. Okay, I've given to you all of it. There's so much more. I give you the mother course. I could go on and on and on. Just go to my real estate dojo, click on profit sharing and read about it. Okay, you get $9,500 worth of products totally free. You get to have it. We work one whole month to help you do a deal because I'm confident that we can do a deal in a month if you're willing to take action. Okay. Now, if you don't get to do a deal and you want to work with me for the next month, it's only 119 bucks. So again, the first month is 3 grand. After that, if you want to stick around, right, it's only 119 bucks per month after that. And we meet 4 times a month, guys. Okay. So guys, thanks for watching. Click the like button, leave a comment. I think someone did leave a comment. Let me see what it is. My man STL, he said, good advice. I got caught up in the analysis. I realized action, action, action. Talk to people. People have to know I can help. Guys, that is for sure, man. I mean, that's why it's a start where you stand, right? Um, so you're one of those smart ones, dude, because you have came to a conclusion by making mistakes. A lot of people are going to make mistakes and they're not going to learn from their mistakes and they eventually give up. Um, Also, you may be one of those lucky ones because you didn't spend 20, 30, 40 grand going to a seminar or a bus tour or a bunch of you have all these books and you haven't done a deal. So the best way is to take action. And like I talked about that example where me and my wife were pedaling on the lake. I mean, not on the lake, on the park, and the section was flooded. We went across it on our bikes, and our whole shoes and our socks all got wet in the winter. And we turned around and went back, and another bicyclist went by, and what he did, it was half pedal versus the full cycle, and his shoes didn't get wet, and he continued going forward. And I looked back at my wife and I said, look, man, this is what it is to have experience, right? Even though I've been riding bikes for quite a while, we do 50, 100-mile rides. I never rode in the rain like that where it's flooded. I didn't know how to half pedal. I didn't even think that was possible. By watching someone that was more experienced, I learned that little trick. And I thought to myself, this is the reason why my students don't do deals is because they're getting all this information, but the information is not going to help them get across where they are to doing their first deal. Okay. There's a lot of great information out there, But what they need is exactly how to find these sellers, have the sellers chase them. What they need is exactly a filtering system so they don't waste their time talking to people that are not motivated. What they need is a proven offering paperwork so they give offers to the sellers. What they need is a proven follow-up system because, you know, like I said, nine out of 10 people are going to say no to you, even if you're filtering them, not because they don't want to give you the deal, because that's the first thing they say. It's just a knee jerk reaction. Okay. And if you don't have that filtering system, if you don't have that follow up system, you're never going to catch the fishes because 90% of the deals are going to come through the follow up system. And if you only have a one follow up, you just call someone at one time. No, we give you 6 follow up system. Okay. What I call 6 for success. We're not going to have time to get into it right now. Guys, click the like button. Go to myrealestatedojo.com if you're interested in getting help. If you're trying to fix and flip, you're trying to be a landlord, you're trying to be a real estate investor, you're a real estate agent, you want to get more deals, consider joining the academy if you're on a budget, $97, best-selling courses, monthly coaching. And if you're already ready to make your first deal happen fast, right, then consider joining profit sharing, 3K, 1 month of coaching, $9,500 of business tools. Too long to list here. Go check it out right now. Much love. See you guys.